will build my love a bower by yon pure crystal fountain of the mountain. Will you go, lastly go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountain top from around the purple heather. Will you go, lastly go? If my true love, she won't go, I will surely find another to the wild mountain top from around the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountain top from around the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go?
All right, thank you and good morning. Let's all stand for our opening song. We are all friends here.
We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. Family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are.
And now let's say our congregational blessing together. Behold the Christ in you. And everybody. Well, welcome everybody, and let's have our opening prayer. Let's take a deep breath in and let it out. Mother, Father God, sweet divine Spirit, we are grateful to be here today in this loving presence and community as we celebrate the divine feminine within ourselves and those who nurture and care for one another. We each have that within us, and we each are shining that light in the world today. May this service be blessed, and all who hear it be blessed. Amen. And now we'll have our singing bowl.
And now the lighting of our Christ candle, and I would like to ask Kingston to come up. Thank you, Kingston. And now for our blessing. We light this candle to remind us that the light of Christ lives within each one of us. I am the light of Christ. And now the opportunity for gratitude and sharing. Would anyone like to share something that went on during the week that we are so blessed for? Well, seeing Jerry's hands go up.
Even though it was last Saturday and we had last Sunday, I'd just like to say the women's retreat was wonderful. So thank you all.
It was amazingly wonderful.
We love amazingly wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Seeing no other hands for gratitude or sharing. Oh, there's a couple others. Okay, we're going to start with Kingston and then go to Adam.
It's Mother's Day and I hope my mom has a good Mother's Day.
Thank you.
I'm thankful for my wonderful wife, my children, unity in this community, and all the mothers out there that are superheroes.
Thank you, Adam. Superheroes, each and every mother. Well, seeing no other hand, Berryhill, Laura Berryhill on our vocals, and we have Anton Mizerak on the keyboard and vocals. So let's move on into our joy song, Heart of the Mother.
Lori Berryhill and Ms. Tong Anorak.
Would you like to stand for this since it's joyful?
I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of God.
Thank you, thank you. That'll get us in the mood. Well, now is the time of our children's message, and I'm missing a Kingston and a Blaze. You know this children's message is going to fall on its face without a little help.
You can speak to the inner child in each of us.
I know. I think that was my chair. Okay. Now we are perfectly sync. You know, it is, but I like to slouch. Well, you know, I'm glad you were able to come up here on Mother's Day, and thank you for bringing up in our sharing that Mother's Day is really important. You know, a lot of times we often forget. Okay, good. And you know, I have a question that's always been bothering me, always been thinking about it. Why do you think you were given your mother and not somebody else's mother?
They wouldn't as love me as much.
Oh, that's a good one. They wouldn't love him as much. You know, often the child in us are really attached to our mother, and that's really where we get that sense of first love. I got another question for you. What does your mom do with all of her free time?
She doesn't have free time.
Oh, yeah. You going to do any special celebrating today? Anything special? Are you going to go out? All right. You know, that's really great because today is that observation of Mother's Day. And I want to thank you for coming up and sharing your insights into this special day. Thank you. You going to take it with you? Okay. You know, anything that works.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Before we have the Lord's Prayer sung for us, I was watching Kingston, and before he went out with Reverend Mary Grace, he wanted to make sure he gave his dad a hug, and he still had the Tootsie Roll pop in his mouth, and I could just see the end of that going into your ear.
Because no one loves us as much as our own parents.
I know.
It's all okay. Feel free to join us in the singing of the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not in temptation,
And the power and the glory forever.
Thank you. And now is the time of our daily word. And if I could ask Jeff O'Donnell to come forward and read the daily word to us.
Thank you. Big shoes to fill with Al. He's not here, so. This is, of course, Mother's Day, the blessing for mothers. And our gratitude thing is, I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. If you repeat after me, I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. There's nothing quite like a mother's love, so nurturing, caring, and warm. Today I bless the women in my life who express this love in all they do, whether it's the woman who raised me or any of the other women I know who so generously shared a mother's love. I have felt the care of God through their tender touch and encouraging words. Over the years, I have grown strong and confident under their kind direction and have relied upon their wisdom. The divine feminine flourishes on earth in the loving words and caring hands of mothers and all those who share a mother's love. I bless them and pray they know the love of God as they have shared it so generously with me. Then the mother of the child said, as the Lord lives and as you yourself live, I will not leave without you. That's 2 Kings, I forget how it goes, verse 40, 30, chapter verse. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Oh, and the lake's about 1.5 inches from the top, so.
Oh, good. That's a good update. 1.5 inches. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now for our meditation. Divine Spirit, as we relax and prepare for the silence, we open our heart, we clear our minds, we focus on the indwelling Spirit. As we prepare to go within, we feel that warmth of divine love. We know that that Spirit is divine. All energy flows through us. We feel that wonder. We feel that love. And we feel the healing energy moving within us. We know that that inner spirit is us as we come forth and manifest here on earth. So as we prepare for the silence, we are open to receive, open for divine revelation, for we are one in spirit, one in the existence of love. as we have allowed the silence to enfold us. We know that we are truly blessed, blessed in the oneness of spirit. And we know that love that flows through us guides our every step, illumines our world. And we know that this love that we have flows forth to others. So we hold our family and friends to receive this oneness of spirit, this love that we send out, this willingness, the willingness of spirit. So let's bring we unfold all of these names, all of the names that have been placed in our prayer box, all of the names that are in silent unity. We hold them in divine love, knowing that even others that come to our mind later in the day are held in this love. And we know that all prayer, all love, all forgiveness begins with us. So let's put our name into this sanctuary of love together. We know thy will be done, now and forever. And so it is. And now, a celebration song.
Just so people don't get confused, this is a Bengali saint poem, and our mind sometimes flitters around like a bee. Otherwise, never mind. You'll understand when we get there.
Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, 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 engrossed is the bee of my mind, on the blue lotus feet of my Divine Mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind, on the blue lotus feet of my Divine Mother. Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, engrossed is the bee of my mind, on the blue lotus feet of my Divine Mother. Engrossed is the bee of my mind, on the blue lotus feet of my Divine Mother. Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine Mother, my Divine Mother, Divine
Well, welcome to our celebration of the divine feminine. Today, we call that celebration Mother's Day. And we recognize women for all they do. And unsurprisingly, it took a lot of very inspiring women to bring forth this holiday to the world. The origins of celebrating motherhood can be traced back to ancient Greece and to Rome when they celebrated their mother gods. Much later, in the 16th century, Mothering Sunday was recognized during the fourth Sunday of Lent in parishes of the Church of England and in the Roman Catholic Church. But you know, that holiday had less to do with mothers and more as a reason to attend the mother church. It was an inspired meaning for local Christian churches. But the history of Mother's Day, as we know it, came from humble origins in West Virginia. During the American Civil War, Anne Reeves Jarvis, known as Mother Jarvis, in her local parish, helped start Mother's Day work clubs. These clubs in her community proved a tremendous unifying force in a region that was socially divided during the Civil War. And after the war ended, Mrs. Jarvis organized Mother's Friendship Day to promote reconciliation between the people who fought for the Union and the Confederacy. In the late 19th century, the United States saw many different movements to organize Mother's Day, including the efforts of Julia Ward Howe, an abolitionist and a suffragette, who wrote the Mother's Day Proclamation. This called for mothers to unite and promote world peace. It was written in 1870. How many people have heard it? Our sons shall not be taken from us to unlearn all that we have been able to teach them of charity, mercy, and patience. We women of one country will be too tender of those of another country to allow our sons to be trained to injure theirs. From the bosom of the devastated earth, a voice goes up with our own voice. Disarm, disarm. The sword is not the balance of justice. Blood does not wipe out our dishonor, nor violence indicate possession. Words for today. Finally, in 1914, the Mother's Day celebration became an official national holiday. President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed Mother's Day a national holiday to be celebrated every year on the second Sunday of May. So today, we are doing that celebration. You know, as I was working on this talk, I had a lot of difficulty getting into that divine feminine of myself. And when I prepared to come today to give this particular talk, I left it at home. And I got most of the way here, and I noticed that I didn't have it. And I said, well, can I give it without having it prepared? And as you could tell, there was a lot of very factual information that I needed. So I went home and got it. So when we're working in things that we may not have a close feeling for, we have to think and to let go. Last week, everyone knows that I was at a men's retreat, and one of our breakout groups was on masculinity. Now, we have men separated by age by 59 years between the youngest and the oldest. So the men were talking about what makes masculinity, what makes men men, and force and will and support and direction and all of those words. And I'm saying, you know, women have all those. There's no difference. They kept bringing up more and more ideas that we share as humans, that women have. Now, I'll agree there's a continuum. Some men are very, how can I say, don't want to say boisterous, aggressive. You know, some men are very aggressive. And also some women are aggressive. Some men are very docile. And also women are docile. So you can't just say that one particular characteristic of being human belongs. When I put it to the group, how do you feel when you have inner peace? What is that feeling that you have inside? And as we went around the room of about 40 men, I heard descriptions, I heard explanations, and I heard definitions. But you know what I didn't hear? I didn't hear feeling one. And that's something that society has taught men. That men don't feel. We don't express our feelings. We keep those within. So it's really interesting that a lot of our concepts of what we feel about women and men and the different energy they put out is societally based. Nothing to do with the power that we each have. We each have this divine feminine within us. We know that there is no delineation of gender, of sexual identification, to the feelings we have when we talk in us. We share those. The difference is how we manifest here on earth. What we allow to come forth from us. How we express ourselves. How we care for each other. What we decide to do with our gifts and talents. You know, it's just a great question of what is that divine feminine. What is that ability that we have to share with others? To be there for other people. To be willing to share the love that we have within ourselves. I'll never forget, and I've shared it with everyone, so I apologize for repeating it. But I will never forget the first time I saw my daughter. The social worker brought her into the viewing room. I got up, and my wife went and sat down. I got up and went to the baby and took the baby from the social worker's arms and looked into her eyes. And at that point, I knew what love was. Before that, I have to say, I was pretty selfish. But when I looked into the eyes of that child, I knew we were one. That love that I've shared now over 40 years, each other. So when we look at today, what do we celebrate? And I don't want to hear that we celebrate Hallmark cards. And even the person who talked about it, Jarvis, she even was asked that question. How do you feel about the making of a holiday that you work so hard? And she says, well, that's fine. We all have to make a living. But it's the feeling that you share when you give that card, or you meet and you go out to eat and you share a meal, or just the time you're on the phone and you say thank you. From the revealing word, it tells us that the divine motherhood is the brooding, nurturing element of divine mind, in which spiritual ideas are brought to fruition. The birth of an idea is that divine feminine within us. And we either nurture it or we don't. We either give it the love or we don't. We celebrate the feminine, the divine feminine in man, the mother phase of being. Divine motherhood. We each have it. We each need to be in touch with it. So today, let's recognize that mother phase of being. We're going to say thank you for the nurturing, the manifesting power of women on this day, because they are strong. And they bring forth in our society that approved nurturing of who we are. So we say thanks to them. The ones that have nurtured life on this plane. Because we each have manifested. And now, through our divine motherhood, we can nurture the ideas that we bring forth, the people in our lives, the love that we have for each other. And we are blessed. Thank you. Oh, how wonderful is that, being carried back into the sanctuary.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm so glad we're not formal here, right? You guys come up. We're going to take our offering in between our hands. Oh, first we're going to say our unity consciousness statement, aren't we? I'm glad we have our cheat sheet here to help people like me. All right, so you guys ready? Divine order is now manifesting in every area of this ministry by expanding prosperity, attendance, and by being a light on the path for others. And let's take our offering between our hands and just send our love into it. And as we say our offertory blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Abundance. And now we have another song.
And to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the God. We shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. Isis, Astarte, Diana, Hecate, Demeter, Kali, Inanna. Isis, Astarte, Diana, Hecate, Demeter, Kali, Inanna. Hoof and horn, all that dies shall be reborn. Corn and grain, all that falls shall rise again. Hoof and horn, all that dies shall Hecatadiana, Hecatated me to call you Inono.
Beautiful, beautiful. And thank you, ushers, for coming forward. As we give thanks for this offering, the prosperity that has been brought forth, we give thanks that it goes out into the community, blessing each and every activity that Unity Church in Reading is involved with. And we are so blessed to be the receiver, and we bless every giver to make this possible. And so it is. Amen. And now for the announcements. Thank you, Adam. You know, the first one that I want to bring up before I forget it is on June the 1st, we're going to host Randy Gottlieb, and it's going to be Unity, the Power of Unity. And it's going to be here in the sanctuary, so I don't know what the time is yet. Sometime to be worked out. Hold that day, about 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock here in the sanctuary. Excellent speakers, so please plan on coming on June the 1st. What kind of a day is it? It'll be a Thursday. It's a great day.
It'll be a hot day.
It's a wonderful day. First day of June. We acknowledge our volunteers, Adam on our soundboard today, Jerry and Janice as our ushers. The church office will be open Tuesday through Thursday, 10 to 4, with noon meditations here in the sanctuary, or you can call in to join us. You can see Mary Grace or myself after service if you need prayer. We also are still conducting our prayer circle at 9:30 on Sundays in the prayer room, so please join us for that. We have a Course of Miracles meeting on Thursday at 10. A Way of Mastery meets on Thursday at 1. And you can check the bulletin board for any of our 12-step programs. We also have on Monday, that's coming up tomorrow, from 6 to 7:30, the Interfaith Fellowship at the Reading Library. And it has to do with Educational Forum on the Diversity of Faith. And it'll be conducted by a representative of Islam, of the Sikh community, Jewish, Buddhist, and Christian. So if you have any interest, and please come out and support them in their presentation of their faith traditions. Also, our class that we have going on that started last week, Development of New Thought in Unity, will not be conducted today because of Mother's Day, but it will be again next week and then for the next 3 weeks. So please join us for that after church next week. And you can take a look at any of the flyers. And we look forward to seeing you again next Sunday here in the sanctuary or on Facebook on our live streaming, or you can view us afterwards on YouTube. Anything else you would like to add? Burgers? Nothing? All right, then why don't we just go right back into another song. Our closing song, Stand.
This is a song by Karen Drucker, who will be giving a workshop at our Sillamar gathering on July 20th and a concert.
I used to talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up for someone else to do. Then I finally realized I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking, I could change my life. That's how I could change the world. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Thank you. And let us close with our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. God is. Namaste. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here. And there are gluten-free brownies with almonds and banana bread.